Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Hope we had a good weekend. It is Monday. It is Monday. Make it October 5th, 2020. Still Monday. We're all moving a little slow this morning. All right. If you are here, please say hello. As the my stuff, my video will get sorted on whether you're saying hi or not, or whether there's interaction. So please, the more people that interact, the more it gets shown. So let me know that you are here, whether watched live or the rewatch. And if you got a topic that you'd like to talk about, something you'd like to hear about the next day, next few days, please let myself or Jill know, and we will get it on for you. Right. So the big HP, the higher power. Right. Notice I didn't call it God. And it's this is the way I see it. Okay. I call God so that nobody can confuse it. My conception of God may be different from your conception of God, but that's mine, not yours. Right? Yeah. We all get our own conception of God. And how we work with that. I know for me, it always brings up a story for me, and that's when I was trying to get sober again, and a man came up to me and he said, Dion, you've never been introduced to God, and I'm going to do so. Right? And I would find a different higher power this time. The first time I got sober, for a little while, Batman was my higher power, but I was 19 and screwing around, so, and it was funny at the time, sure. But that's most of what it was, now, I believe in a power of intention. I believe in a lot of different things that other people may not believe in. So I call it God. That's okay. It's just a word. So, for me, God is God is God. What you choose to call him or her is entirely up to you. Okay? It's not about me deciding that. That's what's cool is you get to choose your own higher power. It's not like there's a selection or something and you go up and you pick. Okay, this is a relationship that you build. Probably the very first successful relationship that you're going to have. So let's read about it a little bit, shall we? Soon after I came to the program, I found a higher power whom I choose to call God. I've come to believe that he has all power if I stay close to him and do his work well. And there are a couple things that God wanted from me, okay, and he didn't really ask me much. But one of the number one rules my God has is that I am not allowed to beat up on his children. I'm not allowed to do that. He gets very upset with me, and it makes me feel uncomfortable, and I don't like it. I don't know if he put that down or I put that down, okay, but God gives me a lot of gifts, but I'll tell you what, I beat up on his children, and I hear about it pretty darn quick. Gradually, I'm becoming less interested in myself and my little schemes. At the same time, I'm becoming more interested in seeing what I can contribute to others and to life. As I become more conscious of God's presence, am I beginning to lose my self-centered fears? The fears that we want what we want, whether we think we want them or we think we need to have them in order to live or stay sober. Like coffee. I will hurt you if you take my coffee. Okay. Because I tell you what, I'm brag here, guys. I don't need alcohol. Be a jerk. You take my coffee, you watch what happens. You'll get a reaction out of Dion. Let's examine for a moment this idea of dependence at the level of everyday living. In this area, it's startling to discover how dependent we really are, how unconscious of that dependence. Every modern house has electric wiring carrying power and light to its interior. We are delighted with this dependence. Our main hope is that nothing will ever cut off the supply of current. By so accepting our dependence upon this marvel of science, we find ourselves more independent personally. Okay. So, what electricity does, like when it's flowing like it should be, right? Then I can focus on doing this or things that have electricity because I don't have to worry about it. This frees me up. This gives me more independence. Okay. Just in the fact that I have it, that I have flowing water in the house makes my life easier, right? Like makes me a little bit more independent. It's good, Kirk. Good to see you, morning. Good to see you, morning. Good to see you. I hope you're well, man. It's been a while. We're gonna have to hit a meeting together. Not only are we more independent, we are even more comfortable and secure. Power just power flows just where it is needed. Silently and surely, electricity, that strange energy so few people understand, meets our simplest daily needs and our most desperate ones too. Ask the polio sufferer confined to an iron lung who depends with complete trust upon a monitor to keep the breath of life in him. But the moment our mental or emotional independence is in question, how differently we behave, how persistently we claim that the right to decide all by ourselves just what we shall think and just how we shall act. Oh, yes, we'll weigh the pros and cons of every problem. We'll listen politely to those who would advise us, but all the decisions should be ours alone. Because, all those really great decisions that you made before getting to the rooms were just fantastic, weren't they? Weren't they, Dion? Those were some great ideas. You know what? I'm going to have to say that they were really great ideas, and I'll tell you why. They failed so I could get here. So it still worked. So, hey, the only way to master something is by failing at it a lot. Okay, so I became really good at it. Sorry, I lost my place. This brave philosophy wherein each man plays God sounds good in the speaking, but it still has to meet the acid test. How well does it actually work? One good look in the mirror ought to be answer enough for any alcoholic. So yes, go. You know how uncomfortable it is to go look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself honest questions. That's hard to do. I do it now. I don't have a problem with it now. It's easy. But that's because I practice it. But in the beginning, it was very uncomfortable. Dion, do you really want to get sober? Is that what you really want? Okay. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing? Are you finally willing to let God have everything? Okay. And I did that in a mirror, and I was able to answer yes, very uncomfortably, but I did it. Now I ask myself things all the time, like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good looking guy there." That's what my wife says, so I know it's true. May I see that the single most evident change in myself, beyond my own inner sense of peace, is that I have come out from behind phony castle walls, dropped the drawbridge that leads into my real village, and I crossed it. Am I back? I am back among people again, interested in them, caring what happens to them. May I find joy here in this peopled reality, now that I've left behind those self-protected and the illusions of my own uniqueness. Today I'll remember what is life without people, right? We have to have people in our lives. That's why it's a we program, you know. Um, I keep very few friends and I spend a lot of time alone, but if you think I don't need human connection, and you're wrong. I have few people that I talk to where every now and again I'll hop on the phone with somebody like Kirk here. Hey, how you been? I haven't talked to you in 6 months. I have a lot of I have a lot of close friends, but I have a ton, just a ton of acquaintances that when we see each other, hey buddy, how are you? And what's going on? It's good to see you. And I have those kinds of relationships. Then I have relationships where people just don't talk to me. You really, when it comes down to it, all we're doing is the best that we can each day. What am I going to do? What am I going to do today? What am I going to do today to make the world a better place for somebody else? Well, for somebody else, man, I don't know then. It's a little bit tougher then, right? When we're getting out of ourselves, so you never know. It might be the door that you open. It might just be, hey, what? I've decided that I'm just going to be a nice guy to people today. And that may even be enough right there. That may change somebody's day right there because you decided that instead of telling them to shut their yapper, you decide to have some empathy and listen and help them figure out what's going on. Sometimes, a lot of times, when you let somebody else talk, as they talk, all the power that was inside of them has been taken away. It takes away the power from it. So sometimes just listening and not saying a word is the best thing you can do. You know that. You've been there. Put yourself in their shoes because you've been in those shoes. You probably gave them those shoes. Right? Good morning, Gary. It's good to see you, honey. Um, so you know what it's like. You know what it's like to be there. And we have to pass on that loving and understanding tolerance, right? Tolerance, patience, and kindliness. Is that the yeah, kindliness, man. A lot of words out there that we can utilize to make our day go well and to help other people's day go well. So be that energy that they need today, right? All right, guys, I will be back for the daily reflection tomorrow. We got another podcast I'm recording today, and that'll be up tomorrow also. Good times. We got 2 coming out this week. We may be upping to a 3rd episode during the week, which will include professionals. You'll be able to call in, ask questions from professionals, things like that. Cool stuff. All right, guys. Have a great day. I love you all. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.